Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? All right. I feel a little bit better because I ate a little bit. So that's good. All right. Oh, I almost gave away my shirt. Hold on. Oh, I didn't give away my shirt yet. Oh, that was traumatic right there. Um, so you have your handout from yesterday at class. I said finish this so we can go over it tomorrow. Do you remember that one? Pull that one up. It was called PC4 Conditional Probability Practice. Morgan, did you already apply? Like today? Or do you have to go down there? Tell me how it works.
So I just go online and like Temp B has dispatch available, and I was just like, okay, cool. So I was just like trying to like find it, and they don't have like the application link is supposed to be open, but it's not really open. You have to contact a recruiter. But Mesa's website has detention trainee available. So I was just like, all right, bet I qualify for it. So I'm gonna redo my resume and make it look all spiffy. And then it's through the Mesa government jobs website, so it's like an easy application. So just crossing fingers.
Nice. Now, we have career services if you want them to look at your resume. Okay, they'll like
Yeah,
help you
it's
with
so.
anything they need.
And then the application for Mesa closes in 2 days, and I wanted to get like a reference letter, but I would hate to ask someone like, especially who's an officer, to like, hey, so like, can you write me a reference letter? Like, I know you're busy, but like, I need it in 2 days.
Right, right. Well, what you also want to do, knowing that then, is you want to say, okay, I better ask for those letters now so I have them for whenever I need them. You know what I mean? So ask for them now. Say, not that you're going to get this one in 2 days, but you can say, I am going to be applying, blah, blah, blah. Would you write me a reference letter? So then they have it. All right. Ooh, Alyssa's having something with syrup. Oh, nice. I was just saying, Alyssa, I had my camera off before because I was trying to eat something right before class since I have class and then I'm not done until like 1:30, so then I'm starving by then. And so okay, so do you have your worksheet from yesterday? The one that I said finish for today and we'd go over it. Does that one sound familiar? I'll put it in the chat, but you should, oh, that's not true. Sorry. Oh, I can't take it back. Ignore that. Sorry, I thought it was just in my little thing, but it's not. So that was just, I have to set up a test for someone to take it. So speaking of which, that's a good reminder though. Anyone who needs, there's the doc, by the way. Anyone who needs testing services because you don't have access to Lockdown Browser, please let me know so I can get that handled. Okay, so you have that doc with you. Brianna, you are not driving, am I correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. Okay, so let's talk about that worksheet first. I'll pull it up. I will pull up that doc so you can see it. And then we'll go over some of those questions before we start what we're doing today. No, wrong one. Was it this one? Yes, this is the one we started talking about yesterday. So I'm just going to randomly call on you guys. You should have this already finished. So question 1, a 6-sided die is rolled twice. What's the probability that you show a 6 on both rolls? So hold on one second. Okay, so Mason, what'd you get for number 1?
I got 1/36.
Perfect, 1/36, because you do 1/6 times 1/6. So you get 1 out of 36. Excellent. How about number 2? Caden, what did you get for number 2?
I got 1/4.
1/4, perfect, because it's 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4. Excellent. Okay, so now Bert and Ernie, so 3A. So 3A, Cameron, what did you get for 3A?
That was the one I couldn't get.
So we'll come back to you for that one. How about Derek? What'd you get for 3A?
I actually completely also forgot how to do these ones for the double probability.
Okay, so anyone have the answer to 3A?
Would it be 1/169?
Okay, how'd you get it? Do you know? I think so. They each draw one card from the deck, calculate the probability that they both draw an ace. So remember, they have their own decks. So you got 4 out of 52, which simplifies to 1/13, right? Times 4/52. So it's 1/13 times 1/13 equals 1/169. Jessica, was that you?
Yeah.
That? Nice. Excellent. So remember, it's 1/13 times 1/13, because these are independent events. All right, so Bert draws an ace, but Ernie does not. So this one might be a little bit confusing for anyone. Anyone want to volunteer for this one before I start picking people?
I'll try.
Okay, I'm ready, Joya.
Okay, for this one, don't you subtract 4 from 52 and get 48, right?
For which part?
Oh,
Or-
for okay, sorry. Okay, so obviously the probability for Bert would be 4/52, which would simplify to 1/13. But then I think you have to subtract 4 from 52 for the second one, so you could find the probability of him not getting an ace, which would be 48/52, right?
Yeah, perfect. So remember that's the complement. So that's awesome. Good job.
And
And
then
so
it's-
that would simplify to,
Let me get it. 12/13.
very nice. So then your probability is 12 out of 169.
Mhm.
Excellent. All right. Neither Bert nor Ernie draws an ace. So who can do that one? Morgan, what do you think on that one?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, was someone else going to answer? You
I was
can
gonna
answer, whoever that.
I said,
Okay, I'm ready.
we got 144 out of 169.
And so because you said neither of them draw an ace, so you got 12. Oh man, 12 out of 52 times 12 out of 52, which is the same as 12 out of 13. Not 12, sorry, over here. These should be 48 and 48. Oh, a little ahead of myself, didn't I? Very nice, Nathan. So 144 out of 169. Excellent. How about part D? Part D, Yamalis, what'd you get for that?
I did it different.
That's fine.
I didn't get that answers. That's why I don't think they are right.
On part C, you didn't get that answer?
No, I didn't get any of that answers.
Okay. So someone else, let's talk about D. And then I think it'll help Yamalis. What do you think? D. Laura, what'd you get?
I got 1/8 or 0.06.
Okay, can you tell me how you got 1/8?
I multiplied 1/4 by 1/4.
Okay, so 1/4 times 1/4. The only thing you have to be careful of is what's 4 times 4?
Oh, you're right. It's 16. Sorry.
There you go. So 1 out of 16. Excellent. Good job.
Yeah.
So the 1 out of 4 is because you know that there's actually 13 out of 52 of each suit. So you simplify 13 over 52 to 1/4. Excellent. How about Bert gets a card that's not a jack and Ernie gets a card that's not a heart? Jose, how did you do on that one?
I'm trying to pull up my document right now where I did it and it's not loading, so I'm trying to work on that.
That's
I'm
so
sorry.
annoying. Don't you hate Google Drive sometimes? It's great and then it's
Yeah, my
awful
Wi-Fi's
all at the same
being
time.
my Wi-Fi's being horrible.
Nice. All right, we'll get back to you. How about Jonathan? Jonathan, what'd you get for this one?
For E,
Yeah,
9 out of 13.
9 out of 13. So let's talk about it. So not a jack. So that's anything but a jack, right? So 48 out of 52. And not a heart. That's going to be 3 out of 4. Well, it's going to be, hold on, 39 out of 52. Right? And you can simplify those if you want, which might make it a little easier before we get to that 9/13. Are any of you simplifying it on the calculator instead of just by hand? I'm hoping some of you are. Yeah. Was that right? Yep, 9 out of 13. Excellent. So is everybody okay with how to simplify on their calculators? Does anyone need help with simplifying their fractions on the calculator? And if you have a scientific calculator, sometimes it gets a little loopy to do it on here. It works, but not all the time. You can also use Desmo's scientific calculator. Remember, it has a fraction button as well. That's very convenient. And you can use that on the test as well. So questions on this first page, any questions on these? I know some of you struggled on some of them. So those of you that couldn't answer, are you better now? Do you have any questions? Do you need any clarification?
I guess what threw me off the most was I kind of overlooked that this first half is kind of dedicated to independent events. So I kind of got confused if they replaced the card or not, but
yeah.
I got it now.
Yeah, so that is a big deal. So you have to look very carefully. The key is right here. They each have a deck of cards. So they each draw one card from their own deck. So since they have two completely separate decks, then that's why they're independent events. What we're talking about after that, conditional probability or dependent events, then things change. So
okay, I overlooked that. So.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of the times we just don't read that part. Anyone else? Questions? Cameron, Yamalis, I can't remember who else we skipped through, but anyone else need clarification on any of those?
For those dependent like events, they don't replace a card, right? Or
right, dependent events, that's what we're going to talk about today, and that's where we don't replace things, right?
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so we're going to go over the answers to the back side in just a minute. But before we do, it is T-shirt Tuesday. I didn't forget. I just wanted to make sure we all pulled up this homework. Anyone have a T-shirt they want to share? Oh, hold on. I got to put you on speaker view so I can see. Hold on. Let's see Nathan's. Nathan, what does your shirt say?
Shoot rainbows into fascism. It's a Volcom T-shirt that I bought in California. I thought it was cool.
Nice. That's a cute shirt. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. Morgan, you were going to share.
Yeah, so I got a crop top and it's from Romley and it's really cute. It says Los Angeles, California, and I like it.
Nice. It's a nice one. California makes some nice shirts. We have 2 shirts from California now. What else? Else?
I have a sweater, kind of.
Nice. What is it, Alyssa? Let me see it.
It's a Pixar sweatshirt. I really like the color on it, and I got it from the store called Box Lunch. There's one at AZ Mills or at Chandler Shopping Center. So it's really comfy.
Nice. I've never been to Box Lunch, but I'm sure I would like it. So is there anything on the back, Alyssa, or is it blank?
No, it's just blank, but it's really soft.
Oh, nice. All right. Anyone else? All right. Of course, I know you're waiting for mine, like desperately, right? You just want to see it. I know. It's true. You wait every Tuesday to see my shirt. Here we go. I know. They can't get better, right? It's true. So, pie. Love it. You thought there weren't any more math shirts. You were wrong. There's always more. Yeah, don't worry. Do you remember when we were on the rhombus a couple weeks ago, maybe last week? I don't know. See, you almost forgot. I should make a whole little wall of all of mine. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so backside of this worksheet, let's talk about this real quick before we talk about dependent events. So number 4, the jar containing marbles. What did you get for number 4? Oh, I suppose you want me to pick someone, don't you? I know you were waiting desperately for it. You're like, oh, is she going to call on me? Is she going to call on me? Oh, Yamalis put it out there. Victoria put it out there. Jose put it out there. Awesome. 1/2. Is that right? let's look at it. So anyone else get 1/2? Are you okay? Anyone need that explained? Oh, I'm writing in a highlighter. All right, so you got it. 1/2. I don't need to go over it. Oops, that was for part A. Let me know if you need me to. I'm happy to. All right, Blue, given that the marble is an odd number, so part B, what did you get for part B? Two-thirds, is that what everybody got? Yeah? All right, then we went over 5 and 6. How about number 7? Number 7, you guys were really good at yesterday in class, the tables. So I don't know if that continued with your homework part of it. So how'd you do on that one? All right, I got 6/17 from a lot of people. Is that what everybody got? Let's take a look. So the probability that they earned a B given that they're male. So the first one we're going to look at is how many males there are. Okay, so that's 17. So our denominator is definitely 17. And then those that got a B, so that's going to be this one, 6/17. All right, so part B, the probability that they earned a B given they're female. So that would be female is 21 and a B is 2. So 2/21. Excellent. All right. Part C. What did you get for part C? Four out of 17. Look at all those 4/17s. Good job. And the last one. The student was a male given they earned a C. Very nice, 2/7. Excellent, so no problem, right? Everybody's good. Okay, so just an update, we do have a quiz on Thursday during class, right? So don't forget about that. We won't have a chance to do a review with my embedded tutor like we offered last time. I don't know if any of you attended, but we still will do a review in class, and that will be tomorrow. So make sure you get that review packet done as much as you can before tomorrow, and we'll review. And then Thursday we'll take that quiz. Then we're going to do all of next week is going to be finishing up probability, and then we will have a quiz over the second part of probability. I'm not positive of the date, but I am positive that I will try to schedule a review with my tutor before then as well. So if you want to go to that, you can. Make sure if you don't have access to a webcam and lockdown browser that you let me know at the latest by today so I can schedule that for you through the testing center, because that's what they have, limited availability, and we need to make sure that that gets taken on Thursday. That being said, a long time ago, maybe a whole week ago, we talked about when our next vacation is, or when do we have a day off? Do you remember that? And we have a day off on November 11th. It's a Wednesday. I know it's super weird. It's going to break up that week. So on Wednesday, we have November 11th. We do not have class that day. So just so you know. That is not the one I want. Where is today's? PC4, day 3. Oh, I bet it's here. No, I was just in it. Why can I not find it? Here it is. Okay. So any questions? I know Veterans Day, yay. Okay, I don't think we need to do that warm up. So today we're going to talk about dependent events. That's what we were talking about when we're saying when we don't replace things. So a dependent event is when the outcome of one event does affect the outcome of the other event. So it's the opposite of an independent event. So, and how we do those, we're still going to multiply them, but we have to think about that second probability because it's going to change. So I have a handout for you that is the example problems from today. And I'll put that in chat so you can follow along. All right, so that's today's handout. So the first one on there says 2 cards are being drawn from a standard deck of cards. What's the probability that both cards are red? Well, you can think about these being drawn one at a time where you're not putting the first card back. So even though it doesn't say that, we can make that assumption because once we pull one card, we can't pull that card again, okay? So we want the probability of red, red. That's what we want. So we already know the probability of red is 26 out of 52, which simplifies to 1/2. But now once we take that red card out or we've selected it, then we can't select that card again. So instead of 26 red cards, there's only going to be 25 red cards. And instead of 52 cards in the deck, now there's only 51 cards in the deck. So do you see how a dependent event, that second thing happening, changes a little bit? So we would get 25 over 102, and then you could give the decimal and the percent, which would be 0.245, about 1 if we round, and then it would be 24.5%. So these problems are similar, and you've probably been doing these already on your PC4 homework on more, but now maybe you can just think about these are what we would call dependent events. Any questions on that problem? Does everybody see why it goes from 26 to 25 and from 52 to 51? It's all about the reading of the problem. Okay, and I have it worked out on the next slide. Look at this one. Can you read through this problem? Tony buys a bag of cookies and make sense of it and see what you're going to have to do. So see if you can look through that one. If you figure out the answer before I say everybody tell me the answer, then you can just privately chat me the answer, okay? So try this problem. It is on that worksheet. Yeah, remember how we talked about reading and math? Yep, so what I do is I go through and I highlight the parts of the problem. We'll do it in a minute. Try it for about 2 minutes. If you get an answer, let me know. So was anyone else having trouble getting into the class today? No, I have other people are telling me that they're having trouble getting into class, just so you know. All right, so let's try this problem together, okay? So, and I love how Morgan said the best math problems are essay problems, right? I don't think that's exactly what she said, but that's what I heard. Okay, so Tony buys a bag of cookies. It contains 4 chocolate chip cookies, right? It contains 9 peanut butter cookies. It contains 7 sugar cookies and 8 oatmeal cookies, which, by the way, if those are all in the same bag, I don't want any of the cookies, just FYI, because they're all going to get tainted by those oatmeal raisin cookies, are going to affect everything. Or the peanut butter, right? Yeah, so that's not good news. Now, what we're trying to find out is we're trying to find out the probability that we get a peanut butter cookie first, right? Actually, Tony gets to eat it. And then he goes back into the bag and he's trying to get a sugar cookie. So we're trying to see the probability that those things occur. So we want the probability that he gets a peanut butter cookie and then he gets a sugar cookie. If you want to write it as conditional probability, you could say the probability that he gets a sugar cookie given that he got a peanut butter cookie the first time. Yes? So you could write it this way if you want. You just need to recognize that these dependent events, right? Okay, so first, what's the probability that he gets a peanut butter cookie? Let's figure that part out first. What's one thing we have to do? Yamalith, what's one thing we have to do?
I don't know. Sorry.
Well,
you have
do
to
we
add
need to
all
know
of that
the
once?
Yeah, so we need to add up all the cookies together, right? So we need to add up 4 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. What do we get when we add up all of those? Nice, 28. So that's going to be our denominator, okay? Then how many of them are peanut butter? Yamalis, how many are peanut butter?
9.
9, very nice. So 9 out of 28. So now we have to find the probability that we get a sugar cookie, but we have to know that we're only calculating that probability after Tony ate one of the peanut butter cookies, right? So he ate one of them. So are there still 28 cookies in the bag when he picks the second time? Nope. How many are there? Very nice, Jose. There's 27. And did he eat any of the sugar cookies? No. So those are all still in the bag. So how many sugar cookies are there? 7. Very nice. This is separate. I'm going to draw this over here so we know that. Okay. So now I'm just going to take this 9 over 28 and multiply it by 7 over 27. Now, some of you might have had trouble on your calculator getting the right answer. So you have to be really careful if you don't know how to use parentheses on your calculator, or get an answer back once you've gotten it. So make sure you're really careful. So 9 times 7 is 63, and 28 times 27 is 28. I don't know those in the top of my head. 28 times 27 is 756, right? Which simplifies to 1/12. So 1/12 is our answer on that problem. If you changed it to a decimal, by the way, everybody okay with transferring it back and forth from a decimal or a fraction to the other type? Yeah, everybody okay? All right, good. So is that okay? What you do is you just have to make sense of the problem, and highlighters really help, or really just going through the problem step by step. Okay, how about the next problem? All right, so the next problem says 5 cards are drawn from a standard deck of cards. What's the probability that all 5 cards are black? So what you want to do is you want to think about it just one step at a time, because once a card is selected, it can't be selected again. So this is almost without replacement, if you think of it. So what we're looking for is the probability we get a black card first, and then another black card, and then another black card, and then another black card, and then our 5th black card. But if you notice, every time I pick a card, it's going to change, right, in the deck, how many cards are in the deck. So you have to be really careful. So first of all, what's the probability of a black card just in general out of a deck of cards? Very nice, 1/2, because we start with 26 over 52, and that simplifies to 1/2. So 26 out of 52 simplifies to 1/2. Now, I'm going to leave it just 26 out of 52 for my first card, because I know I'm going to have to multiply it by my 2nd card and my 3rd card and my 4th card and my 5th card, right? So this is the first card. Then when I'm choosing my 2nd card, the first card is already selected. I can't select that card. So what's the 2nd fraction going to be? Very nice, 25 out of 51. And the 3rd card? $24 out of 50. And the 4th card? 23 out of 49. And then the 5th card? 22 out of 48. Now, questions on where I'm getting those numbers from. Does everybody understand? Because these cards are all coming out of the same deck. It's not like before when Bert and Ernie had their separate decks, right? Now we're just getting all 5 cards from the same deck. Okay? And so when you multiply all of those and simplify, what do you get? $7,893,600 in the numerator. And then we're going to simplify. And then 311,875,200 in the denominator. So this is where it's really important that you know how to use your calculator to get that fraction answer if it asks you for the fraction. And that simplifies to 253 over 9,996. Any questions on that? Because inevitably the one that I pick will have a fraction in it, and I won't accept a decimal or a percent, right? Because I want to make sure we're able to work with fractions. Everybody all right with that? All right. Now, this last problem this is very similar to a problem that's on more. I think it's close to like number 14. Did anyone have trouble with any of those homework problems yet? You're like, wait, they're not due till tonight. I didn't even do them yet, right? So they're there. They're waiting for you. Don't forget that's due tonight, okay? So I'll do the first part with you, I'll do A, and then you're going to do B and C. So the whole class has 25 students in it, okay? Then we have 14 female, and we have 11 male. Now it says we're going to pick 2 students, okay? Now, some students get confused. They're like, wait, is this with replacement or without replacement? It's very similar to what we just did. Once a person is picked, you can't pick them again. So it's without replacement, okay? So it's a dependent of, so it's going to change. So first, we're going to say the probability that we get a male first and then a female, or you could write it with conditional probability and say the probability that you get a female given that you got a male the first time. Remember how we write that one a little bit different? Okay, so when you write it like this, which is what we were doing yesterday, remember this is my denominator, okay? Or this activity, I shouldn't even say that this is your denominator, because now we're doing something a little bit different. So you can do it either way you want. I usually figure out the probability of a male first. So what's the probability of a male? How many male students out of how many total students? Very nice, 11 out of 25. Now I'm going to do the probability of a female student. Now remember that male student already got selected. Okay, so what's the second fraction going to be? Very nice, 14, because there's still 14 females, but now there's only 24 students. So that's what we're going to multiply. Everybody understand that? So 154 in the numerator and 600 in the denominator, and then you can simplify that. Did you get 77 over 300? Part of it is learning how to push the buttons correctly on your calculator. Sounds stupid, but it's fact. All right, so now I want you to do part B and part C. I'll give you about 2 minutes, and then when you have your answer, let me know. Okay, I'm still waiting on some answers from people. If you don't put it out there, I can't help you, right? So chat me privately so I can help you work through. Nathan, yes. Melanie, part B is correct. Joya, yes. Matt, yes. Matt, yes. Laura, I need a fraction. Mariella, look again. Jessica, yes. Mason, give me a fraction, please. Laura, yes. Jonathan, yes. All right, so let's talk about this. Yes, Mason, Frida, Dylan, excellent. Gino, part B, yes. Caden, is that B or C? Okay, let's take a look at these because some of you are getting them right and some of you, I think it's the wording that's messing you up. I don't think it's really the mathematics. I think it's the wording. So let's take a look at these. So when it says 2 females are selected, so first let's find the probability that we get a female as the first person, right? So how many females are there? 14, very nice. And there's a total of 25 people. But remember, that's only half the problem, right? Because it says you want 2 females. So your second person will also be female, but this time you don't have 14 to choose from. You only have 13 to choose from. And now there's not 25 people, but there's 24 people. Yes, Yamalis, good job. So 14 times 13 gives us 182. 25 times 24 gives us 600. And then we simplify that. So who has a question about where I got those numbers from? These numbers right here. Because that's the part that's hard, right? This is just all calculator work over here. So it's this part that's thinking it through that's difficult. Any questions on that?
Yeah, sometimes I just I forget to take one off the top too. Like I leave 14 over 24. So just
yeah, so you just got to be really careful. It's really just paying attention to detail right there, right? So just making sure, am I getting rid of one person or is that person back in the mix? Any other questions on that part B? Okay, so the funny thing is part C, some of you might call it a trick question. It says you didn't pick any males. Well, if you're only picking 2 people and they're not male, in this case, they must be female. So our answer is going to be exactly the same as part B. Tricky? Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. So our answer to part C is it's the same as B. So it would be 91 over 300. Sometimes they get you with those kind of tricky type questions. So be careful on that. All right. So that is all of dependent events, the examples. I do have a practice worksheet, but you don't have to do it. I didn't think we would have time for it. If you want the practice worksheet, you can let me know. But this is what I want you to do tonight. This is a little bit incorrect. I don't want you to do that yet. You're going to finish your more practice for PC4. We're not going to do this, so this whole page is wrong for you. I want you to do your review packet for tomorrow. Okay, so finish PC4 and do your review packet for tomorrow. Okay, and so then in class tomorrow, we can really clear up what you're confused on and help you. And I'll put your exit ticket in the chat. Okay. And then make sure you let me know if you're one who needs to go to the testing center so I can see if they have any appointments. And then otherwise, once you finish your exit ticket, you can go. Good job today. See you later. Have a great day.
Is the review packet already on Canvas?
Yes, it should be. Yep.
Miss Placid, I was wondering if I would be able. So Saturday night, all my fingernails fell off. I wear fake acrylics, and they all snapped off, and like my whole fingernail was completely removed. So I was in the hospital, and I wasn't able to complete the assignment. So I'm like a little bit lost right now. And when I try to go into the assignment and like work on it, it doesn't really let me like work on the problems. So I'm not really having no practice because the answers are already up there.
You should be able to, does it say complete these for review?
Yeah, but it doesn't let me work through the problems. It just shows the answer.
It should. Does it say like, give me a similar problem or anything?
Well, I'll put it in and it'll be incorrect, and then it'll just show me the answer. So I'm not being able to like to work on it, you know? Like I'm not able to work through it like by myself.
Let me look at the settings on that. And is that in PC4?
I have an Apple, but yeah.
I mean, is that in section 4?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's section 4.
Okay.
The mini lesson.
Oh, the mini lesson, not the practice?
Yeah, it's just the mini lesson. The PC4.
Oh, that's weird. It says it's in practice mode. So you should be able to do it.
Okay, I'll try again
Let
then.
me look. Let me look. Oh, let me change it to this. Okay, now let's see how, I changed the settings a little bit, so see if that helps.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yep, let me know.
All right, have a good day. Bye.
You too.